Hey guys, okay, now it's got to 2:45 in the afternoon and I haven't vlogged. When thinking about what I wanted to vlog about, I've wanted to do this segment on this channel called Gleewind for a long time. So yeah, I thought I'd start that now. Okay, now the reason I've waited 3 episodes in to do this is because Glee is taking a break after its third and possibly most gut-wrenching, heartbreaking episode I think there has ever been of the show. Yeah, they're taking a break, so I figured that if I start these videos too early, then there will be nothing for me to do, like week after week. So I'm starting with reviewing all 3 of these episodes in one go. Now, Glee has been one of those things for me that I've always watched. I haven't missed one. Having said that, there are times when I think I should have. It's one of those programs that really lets you down with its continuity, and I feel like it suffers from the writing of so many writers that it just doesn't seem like it seems very lazy at times and very forced upon, like, okay, we need a song this week, what should we do? Because we have no idea what we're doing. Kind of like these vlogs, actually. I've been really impressed, I have to say, season 5 with Glee, because I don't know, I'm not a massive fan of the Beatles, in all honesty, so I was kind of dissuaded when they were like, oh yes, so the first 2 episodes we're gonna give to the Beatles. I was a little bit worried that like they were giving episodes over to sacrifice storyline, but I really don't think they have. Now I know I'm only 3 episodes in, so it's really difficult to tell where anything's gonna go, but okay, the first episode back, what can I say? I really like Kitty so far this season, because I don't know whether this is gonna be a continual thing or you know, she's just gonna go back to her old ways eventually and start being nasty. But I really like the direction they've taken Kitty's character in, because we basically need a new queen. Dana Agron is no longer doing it, which she was one of my favourite characters in the entire series, so the fact that she won't be returning made me feel like there's space for a cheerleader who's not just a cheerleader. And I really like Kitty at the moment. I didn't last season because she was massively cruel and hurtful and spiteful, and I feel like it's a really quick transition to make. They kind of launched head on to this relationship with Artie, and you know, can a leopard really change their spots that much in like a week? I doubt that this will be a consistent thing because it's Glee, and I've never seen as much continuity actually as I have in these 3 episodes. So maybe they're changing, maybe not, I don't know. I really liked Dan Tanner. I have to be honest, I didn't really ever ship Brittany and Santana because it was too obvious. I mean, everybody knew, didn't they, from like season 2, parts of season 1. I feel like they were brought in together and we kind of knew that they were a package deal before they were even like going out. I was sad at the breakup, you know, they'd been dating for a while, like a season and a bit, but I like Dan Tanner and I like Danny because she's played by Demi, but that's not the only reason. All I can think of is that relationship is moving really, really fast, and I don't know how many episodes Demi will be in to actually play her character. So, you know, I will wait and see what happens. But also, on the subject of relationships, Blaine and Kurt. Now, I love these 2, don't get me wrong. They're one of the couples I have always liked, despite maybe not liking Kurt so much at times in places. I find he gets really... his character is really grounded to a stereotype that I don't really like so much in characters, particularly because it's overdone and overused, and it's a stereotype everybody thinks when they think of like homosexuality means you must be in touch with your complete feminine side, even if you're kind of not. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is they're engaged. The only thing, it was kind of one of those moments that I liked at the time, and then I was like, hold on. When you dealt with Rachel and Finn, you didn't give them the same treatment. Glee said that Finn was too young, and they made it look like a very negative thing to be doing, and that Rachel and Finn were just going for it because, you know, they hadn't figured their lives out, so it was something to cling on to. Blaine is practically the same age, and I feel like he too is clutching at straws much like Finn was. I feel like he's assumed a lot of Finn's characteristics, but nobody has called them out on, oh, should I say yes, should I say no? The only person that ever did was Kurt, and I'm like, I hope there are no underlying reasons to this, because I kind of feel at the moment like it's a vessel so that Glee can deal with same-sex marriage. I really hope that that's not the reason, and they're not giving special treatment to a same-sex couple. It'd be interesting to see where this goes, and whether they come across any other problems, and whether Kurt's not sure and he's still on the fence and he said yes because, quite frankly, you wouldn't go to a proposal like that knowing it's a proposal and then be like, no. You'd probably, like, you know, take them outside and be like, okay, I'm gonna calm you down here and say no. So yeah, just anybody who ever wants to propose, please think about the other person while you're proposing. The third episode, I feel like, was a completely different tone, and quite rightly so. It's one of the saddest episodes, and I'm going to be honest, definitely more than capable of doing emotional, dramatic episodes that have you in tears or have you close to it, you know. Sue's sister and the funeral and the emotional depth we got from Sue. Bert Hummel being in a coma for a while. A really touching episode. Episodes like Shooting Star, also really, really, really dramatic and important. All I can say is the quarterback. What can you say about an episode? I'm not, with the quarterback, gonna pick it apart and say what I liked and what I didn't like, because I feel like that's extremely disrespectful to the cast and crew and the characters that have had to go through what they've had to go through in the last sort of few months. The episode for me was extremely touching, and at points I didn't know how to cope with my own grief for a character or a cast member that I didn't even know. So for me to be feeling like this kind of makes me think, well, how are people that are close to him like dealing with this? You know, I feel like this episode is important for closure and for, you know, us to be able to watch the rest of the season without that overhang. But at the same time, will there ever be any closure? Because half of these storylines have just been left dead in the water because we can't actually do anything with Finn. Because, and I'm not saying that particularly it's, you know, gonna fit with the rest of the tone of the series, because I really doubt it will. You know, it's a memorial episode and I kind of felt like it was a one-off thing. But honestly, I feel like there was a lot of grief and a lot of important feelings that weren't acted in that episode, and I made a whole blog post about it, so you should go and read it there. But I felt like the whole episode was reverent. This is Glee, and if you're never gonna, you know, you're never gonna have a perfect episode where someone doesn't say something wrong or someone's not out of character. But then I think for Santana to be permanently nice, for her ever to be like the perfect role model, is never gonna happen, because it's a drama comedy. And however much you protest that it's a comedy, because, you know, I'm not particularly convinced. I mean, parts of it are really funny and parts of it are really dramatic, but I don't see it as being a drama or a comedy particularly. But yeah, I feel like these episodes are close to me and they're really special, and I wanted to talk to you about them before, like, I get on to criticising the rest of the episodes, because the way I want to work Gleeview is I want to look back at the episode and say a few things, a few pros and a few cons, and be like a fan's reaction to something, but someone who can also see it as a critical piece of film or TV. So yeah, that's my plan for the rest of Gleeview. This episode has been a bit different because, like I said, I can't really do that with this episode because I don't feel like it would be the right thing to do. I don't want to give the episode special treatment, but at the same time, it's for an entirely different purpose. I don't feel like it's even going to fit remotely with the rest of what Glee has to offer and with what Season 5 will be offering us. All I will say is I'm impressed at the moment with the level of continuity and the characters and most of the things they say. So, for me, these episodes have been actually some of the best, and I've really anticipated each one as it's come along, and I haven't been let down by any of them, which for me is unusual because usually, particularly in season 3 and 4, I kind of watched it to keep watching it and to keep going, which although I can say I've never done with another series, I felt like it was getting really stale and repetitive, and I really felt it was close to the end of something. I've always enjoyed the New York bits, and Rachel's always going to be my favourite character for better or for worse. So yeah, stay tuned for more Gleeview news. I will be back in the coming weeks filling you in with like things like favourite episodes, favourite moments, favourite songs, etc, etc, etc. But until then, I will see you guys later and have a good Gleek!